Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearth, where we like to dive into whatever topic comes to mind each and every week. Every week we have an installment on mental health because it's important, man. You got to check on your people. You got to check on your people and have your people check on you. It is important, man. It's important to me that we continue to have discussions on mental health because it's just not talked about enough. Now we're going to cue the intro. What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Lawn Dude Unearth. Man, it's been a while. Um Actually it's been a lot longer than I ever intended when it comes to putting out these podcasts. Because at the end of the day, even if I help one person or speak on something that touches one listener, then I'm doing my job and I'm doing what I feel like God put me here to do. Uh, One thing about me, one thing about my podcast is I always produce the real deal Holyfield. I keep it 100, man. Um, I talk about I would say the background to just doing it all. A background of being a husband, of being a father, of being a business owner. You know, the stuff that you don't see on the highlight reel, and most importantly, a man of God. Um, I looked the other day and I realized it's been over 2 months since I released the podcast. It definitely wasn't a plan. As a matter of fact, I had an episode that was supposed to come out a little over a month ago. It was around Father's Day. I still have that podcast. I still have it, the file for that, and I haven't released it. Just never did. I had plenty of ideas. I had plenty of notes, plenty of research, recordings that I even started. But every time I sit down to finish one, life happened. I guess kind of like what the younger generation be saying, including my own kids. Life be lifing. And honestly, I didn't want to force an episode just because I felt like I needed to stay consistent. I've always wanted this podcast to be real. If I'm doing okay, I'll tell you. If I'm struggling, I'll tell you that too. In these last 2 months, they've been some of the hardest months that I've walked through in a long time. Not because of one thing. And honestly, that's what makes it tough. One thing about being a business owner is you're a solution finder. So one thing going wrong really doesn't bother you. It's just it comes with the territory. But in my case, it just felt like everything. It was the business, the finances, trying to be a husband, trying to be a dad, trying to be a leader, trying to make decisions that affect not only me, but my family and the people who trust me. When you own a business, people see the outside. They see the truck, the trailer, the equipment. They even see the videos that, a lot of us post online. They see the beautiful lawns. And in my case, you see them striped up lawns. And Everyone assumes that everything must be going great, but what they don't see is everything behind the scenes. They don't see the clients you've lost, man. They don't see funding getting denied. Been there. They don't see collection calls. They don't see repossession notices. They don't see sitting in the truck wondering how everything is going to work out. They don't see opening the banking app hoping there'll somehow be enough to just get through another week. Not even a week, a day. They don't see the pressure of wondering how you are going to keep everything moving while still taking care of your family. And I want to say something. This right here isn't a pity party. This right here ain't no pity party. I'm not looking for sympathy. The reason I'm telling you the reason I'm telling you this is because I think social media has made all of us believe everyone else has figured out life. Everyone else has life figured out. We scroll through highlight reels. Nobody posts the nights they're lying awake wondering how they're going to make payroll. Nobody posts the prayer they prayed before answering a collection call. Nobody posts the moments they question themselves, but they're real. There have been nights where I wondered if I had somehow failed my family. There have been moments where I questioned if everything I'd worked so hard to build was slipping away. And if I'm honest, spiritually, I've wrestled too. Not because I stopped believing in God. Definitely not that. Because I was asking him a lot of questions, questions I didn't have answers to. Why is this happening? What are you trying to teach me? Like, how much longer is this season going to last? Like, real talk. Anyone listening to this, have you ever prayed those prayers? Maybe you have. Maybe you're praying them right now. And that's actually what brings me to what I'm talking about today, or what I'm going to talk about. Because through everything that's happened, there has been one thing that has followed me everywhere. Psalm 91. I can't explain it. I'd open my Bible, Psalm 91. Someone would text me, Psalm 91. I'd hear it at church. Specifically, the bishop actually told me to look at Psalm 91. Let me reword that. My bishop told me to look at Psalm 91. A YouTube video would even mention it. Somebody would send me another message. It just kept showing up over and over and over again. After a while, I stopped calling it a coincidence. I started believing God was trying to get my attention. Psalm 91 became more than just another chapter in the Bible. It became something I held on to. Now, here's the thing. I wish I could tell you I read Psalm 91 and suddenly everything got better. That every debt disappeared. That every problem worked itself out. That business exploded overnight. That isn't exactly what happened. The bills were definitely still there. The pressure was for sure still there. The uncertainty was still there, but something inside me started changing. I realized Psalm 91 really isn't about avoiding every storm. It's about remembering who's with you in the middle of it. Now that right there hit me differently. That for sure hit me differently. Because I think sometimes we pray for rescue while God is teaching us trust. And trust isn't easy, especially when you're a provider. As men, we're taught to provide, to protect, to fix problems, to stay strong, and agree with all of that. I definitely agree with all of that. But nobody really talks about what happens when you're given everything you've got and it still doesn't feel like enough. Nobody talks about that feeling, the weight, man, that weight, that pressure. Maybe that's why so many men just stay quiet. Maybe that's why so many business owners don't tell anyone what's really going on. I can tell you as a business owner, it's tough to find people that relate to what's going on in the world of business because we feel like we're supposed to have the answers. Truth is, I don't have all the answers. I don't know why some prayers are answered quickly and others seem to take years, but at the same time, I do. It's God's timing. I don't know why faithful people still struggle. I don't know why some seasons seem much harder than others. But I do know this. I've seen too much in my life to believe God has forgotten me. I've seen prayers answered. I've seen doors open, swung open at that. I've seen Him provide when I couldn't see a way. So even though I don't understand this season, I'm choosing to trust Him through it. There are parts of this year that I'm not ready to talk about publicly. Maybe one day I will. Who knows? Maybe those experiences will help somebody too. But today, I'm simply asking you to remember something. Nobody, let me reword that. Not trying to think how I want to say this. Not everybody's hardest battle gets posted online. I think that's exactly how I would like to put that. Not everyone's, no, I say everybody. I'm sorry. Not everybody's hardest battle gets posted online. I mean, there are some people that post everything online, but majority of people do not do that. They do not do that. Some people smile while carrying things nobody else knows about. Maybe that's you today. Maybe you are behind on bills. Maybe your marriage is struggling. Maybe your health isn't where you hoped it'd be. Maybe you're trying to keep your business alive. Maybe you lost someone. Maybe you're just exhausted. If that's you, I want you to know you're not alone. I don't have a magic answer. I'm still walking through my own storm. I'm still climbing. I don't know exactly how this story ends, but I know who I'm trusting. I know who I'm trusting now and every day forward. So tomorrow morning, God willing, I'll wake up, I'll pray again, I'll hug and kiss my wife, I'll love on my kids, I'll check on my customers, I'll get in the truck, I'll go cut another lawn, I'll keep serving people. Not because everything's perfect, but because quitting has never moved me forward. Showing up has. And every day God gives me breath, I'm going to keep showing up. Before before I end this episode, I just want to say thank you. Thank you to every client that's continued trusting us. Thank you to everyone who's checked on me over these last couple of months. Thank you to everyone who's watched a video, shared a post, sent a message, or simply prayed for my family. Now, this is the part where I say one thing that you definitely should be doing. You gotta check on your people, man. You got to check on your people and have your people check on you, especially the strong ones, because strong ones are the ones that's gonna hold that in. You'll probably never know how much it means to check in on someone. Now, just because somebody checks in on you doesn't mean that life suddenly got easy. But I think some of the best conversations happen while everyone is still in the middle of the journey. So please, please check on your people. So what I'm going to say here now is if this episode encouraged you in any way, I'd love to hear from you. Send me a message, share your story, review me. Tell me what God's been teaching you. Maybe we can encourage each other. Maybe you can even encourage someone else who is listening right now and needs that encouragement. And I definitely recommend anyone who has not read Psalm 91 to go read Psalm 91. Until next time, this is the Lawn Dude speaking on Lawn Dude on Earth. Not because we talk about grass, but because sometimes God has to unearth us before he grows something new. I'll see y'all next time.
Thank you for listening to Lawn Dude on Earth. We talk about all kinds of things here. The good stuff, the tough stuff, and everything in between. If you like the show, please give us a 5-star review. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Thanks for tuning in, and have a blessed day.